Have you ever met someone who never raises their voice, yet commands the entire room? They don't argue, they don't beg, and they don't get sucked into drama. It's unsettling, isn't it? The world tells us that power is loud, but the truly dangerous minds know that real strength is silent. Why is it that the quietest people are often the hardest to control? By the end of this video, you won't just know their secrets, you might realize you've already started becoming one of them. Welcome to INVICTUS X. Today, we are decoding the 7 silent habits of people who cannot be manipulated. The ancient Stoics believed that true power isn't about controlling others, it's about mastering yourself so completely that others can't control you. Seneca once said, "No one can harm us unless we hand them our emotions." When you look at the emotionally elite, those who move through chaos with a terrifying level of calm, you see they follow a specific code. They don't chase, they don't overshare, and they never trade their peace for approval. Let's walk through these 7 habits, not just as concepts, but as weapons for your daily life. Habit 1. They listen like a predator, not prey. Most people listen just enough to formulate a reply. They are terrified of silence, filling every gap with nervous chatter. Manipulators love this. Every word you speak when you are nervous is data they can use against you later. It reveals your insecurities, your need for validation, and your fear. The unmanipulable person does the opposite. They practice deep, strategic listening. They aren't just hearing words, they are analyzing tone, hesitation, and intent. Imagine you are in a high-stakes meeting. Your boss, known for gaslighting, is trying to bait you into admitting a mistake you didn't make. Most people would interrupt, defending themselves with a frantic, "But I didn't," or "Let me explain." The unmanipulable person sits back. They maintain eye contact. They let the silence stretch for 4, 5, 6 seconds after the accuser stops speaking. That silence is heavy. It forces the other person to fill the void, often causing them to backtrack or reveal their lie. I recall a time when a friend constantly used my vulnerability against me. I would vent about my struggles, and weeks later, those struggles were used as punchlines in front of others. I realized my mouth was my enemy. I stopped feeding them information. I became a vault. The dynamic shifted instantly. When they couldn't mine me for information, they lost interest. By controlling the flow of your words, you control the flow of power. Habit 2. They eradicate the need to over-explain. This is perhaps the hardest habit to break. We are conditioned to believe that if we just explain ourselves clearly enough, people will understand and like us. Manipulators exploit this beautifully. They feign confusion to make you question your own reality. "Why are you doing it like that? I didn't mean it that way. You're being sensitive." The trap is set. You start jading, justifying, arguing, defending, and explaining. Stoic wisdom teaches us a profound truth. If they wanted to understand you, they would. If they are committed to misunderstanding you, no amount of words will change their mind. People who can't be manipulated understand that their choices don't require a public relations campaign. Scenario: a toxic family member asks, "Why aren't you coming to the gathering? Do you think you're too good for us now?" Weak response: No, I just have so much work and my car is acting up, and I really want to be there, but... Strong response: "I have other commitments. I hope you all have a great time." See the difference? The explanation is minimal. The boundary is absolute. As noted on GLASP, Marcus Aurelius reminds us regarding external opinions, the happiness of those who want to be popular depends on others, but the happiness of the wise grows out of their own free acts. You do not need to audit your life for an audience that hasn't paid for a ticket.
Habit 3. They weaponize calmness. Reaction is the fuel of manipulation. If I can make you angry, I own you. If I can make you afraid, I drive you. Manipulators push buttons specifically to manufacture an explosion, so they can then point the finger and say, "Look how crazy you are acting." The unmanipulable person treats their emotions like a currency they refuse to spend. When provoked, they don't react immediately. They take a stoic pause. This isn't passivity, it's active emotional regulation. I remember a coworker who thrived on chaos. He would send urgent, accusatory emails at 5 p.m. on a Friday. He wanted panic. He wanted a fight. I learned to simply wait. I wouldn't reply until Monday morning, and my reply would be painfully boring. Received, will review. By denying him the emotional fireworks he craved, I became boring to him. He moved on to an easier target. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. You cannot control the provocation, but you have absolute tyranny over your reaction." Habit 4. They don't chase, they attract, or detract. This is the ultimate shift from scarcity to abundance. Manipulators use withdrawal to make you chase them. They give you the silent treatment or breadcrumbing, giving just enough attention to keep you hooked. The person who cannot be manipulated looks at a closing door and locks it from the inside. They understand that a relationship requiring desperation is not a connection, it's a cage. Think of holding sand. If you squeeze your fist, chasing or control, the sand slips out. If you hold your hand open, choosing or allowing, the sand stays. I spent years chasing people who were pulling away, thinking if I just loved harder, they would stay. It was exhausting. The moment I stopped texting first, stopped planning everything, and stopped trying to fix the silence, the dead wood fell away from my life. It was painful, yes, but it made room for people who actually wanted to be there. Stoicism focuses heavily on separating what is within our control from what is not. You cannot control who stays. You can only control your own dignity. Chasing is an act of trying to control the uncontrollable.
Habit 5. They trust patterns over apologies. "I'm sorry, I'll never do it again." How many times have you heard that? How many times have you believed it, only to be burned by the exact same fire a month later? Manipulators are often excellent actors. They know exactly what you need to hear to lower your defenses. They exploit your empathy. But the unmanipulatable person is a scientist of behavior. They ignore the words and look at the data points. If something happens once, it's a mistake. If it happens twice, it's a choice. If it happens 3 times, it's a pattern. Strong people don't listen to the apology. They look at the changed behavior. If the behavior hasn't changed, the apology was just manipulation. It's like the boy who cried wolf, but for adults. Eventually, you stop running to the village to save them. You just sit on your porch and watch. Habit 6. They protect their energy like gold. Your energy is a finite resource. Every conversation, every conflict, every worry costs you something. Manipulators are energy vampires. They feed on your exhaustion. The unmanipulatable person has a budget. They know they only have so many spoons of energy a day, and they refuse to waste them on people who don't offer a return on investment. I used to say yes to everything because I didn't want to be mean. I attended parties I hated, helped people who never helped me, and listened to 3-hour phone calls of complaining. I was spiritually bankrupt. Then I learned the power of the decline. No is a complete sentence. You don't need to lie. You don't need to make up an excuse. You just need to prioritize your inner balance over their outer noise. As mentioned in the video,
Strong people excuse themselves from draining dynamics without making a scene. They just vanish from the drama.
Habit 7. They let silence speak for them. Silence is not empty, it is full of answers. When you stop arguing, the truth becomes deafening. When you stop trying to fix a manipulator's mess, the mess remains theirs. When you go silent, you become a mirror. The other person is forced to look at themselves because you are no longer distracting them with your reactions. I once had a partner who would pick fights to avoid intimacy. I used to fight back and we would go in circles for hours. One night, I just sat there. I didn't ignore her, I just didn't engage the fight. I looked at her with calmness. She eventually ran out of steam. She started crying. The real issue, her fear, finally came up because I didn't let the anger mask it. You always have the option of having no opinion. There is never any need to get worked up or trouble your soul about things you can't control. This Stoic principle highlights that silence is often the most rational, powerful choice available to us.
Power isn't about winning the argument. Power is realizing you don't need to attend the argument in the first place. When you master these habits, you aren't controlling others. You are doing something far more dangerous to the status quo. You are controlling yourself. You become a fortress. The arrows of manipulation hit your walls and simply fall to the ground. If this message resonated with you, I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below saying, "I choose peace," to declare your new standard of living. Share your own habits in the comments. How do you deal with people who try to control you? Your story might be the key that unlocks someone else's freedom. Don't forget to subscribe to INVICTUS X. We are building a legion of the unshakable. Join us.